Labels don't develop artists like they used to. And I wonder, I know it's a conscious decision not to do that, but it also makes me wonder why that happens. Now, obviously, there's no other infrastructure that you can get from going from a star to a superstar than with the record label. But before that, you just don't find the artist development like you used to. And you come from a time, when your time in the label, where that was a big deal. When do you think that started to change?
I think it started to change when artists could build that fire on their own, meaning that back in the day, 60s, 70s, 80s, you really needed a label to take you to another level. And then I think what sort of happened is some of these things came about, like social media, YouTube, some of these tools came around where you could actually build an audience, an engaged audience on your own. You could tour, you could play festivals, you could use these tools. And there was a shift. Today, they want to throw gasoline on your fire. They're not going to build your fire like those days that we love so much, where someone would sign a band because they believed in it. I think what happened was all of a sudden now these labels are saying, okay, I want to look at your social footprint. I want to look at your YouTube video views. I want to look at these metrics. And I did this panel. It was really interesting at Music Tectonics a few years ago, and it was on A&R and data. And I spoke to a lot of different labels about how they sign artists. All of them have internal dashboards where they look at what's happening with all these little data points. Not only do you have a growing, trending social media, but how engaged are the audiences? And then I asked this one gentleman, with all this data, how do you sign artists today? He said, I go out to see somebody play on a Tuesday night and I look for a lineup around the block to see them play. And I thought, wow, that's old school.